Hello, hello, and welcome to BGP. A few days back, we did lose a very talented R&B singer, Angie Stone, and I was really saddened when I heard the news because I'm like, wow. She was just talking about how she was um, struggling with her health. She had some health concerns, and she had an issue with her label. And of course, right away, people dove into some type of conspiracy. But I do want to say that I loved her style of singing, her neo soul, but she also was in the hip hop industry, I think right around the 70s and 80s. And then she signed to another R&B group. So she has a long history of putting out good music, and she's a very talented woman. By the way, she also has a child or children by D'Angelo.
Excuse me.
And D'Angelo, apparently they were dating when D'Angelo was 19 and she was 30, which I was shocked to find that out. So it was a lot of interesting information that came about when she passed away. So it was a very sad situation. And I'm just curious with you ladies, what had you heard that was a little shocking to you about her passing?
Her passing was shocking to
Yeah.
me. I didn't see that coming. I mean, I know we don't, foresee people dying, but I definitely, expect to wake up to hear that kind of news. Especially the way she went out, which was a tragic car accident. I just seen her like, for some reason, she was in my algorithm like a few weeks before, where
Hmm.
she was promoting her song, and one of these actors that I follow, he was like promoting a video that they did, I guess, recently and stuff. So I kind of saw that. And as far as the D'Angelo thing, I remember when he came out and it was, that they were dating and everything, and how so many people shunned her, was disappointed in his taste, talked about why would you get with a woman that looked like her,
Yes.
like the colorism came into play, the fat phobia came into play. They said she was not, appealing, attractive, not the type of woman that he should be with, and kind of like broke them up. And I remember that she got a lot of hate for her looks,
Hmm.
but she was talented. She had I loved her, some of her songs. I loved her music. She was part of the neo soul era, so I knew her for that, and it was just kind of hard that she passed away. I didn't expect it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And Mo, what's your thoughts?
I think anytime a person passes suddenly, it is very tragic. She was only 63 years old, but like Adrian said, she did have a lot of health issues. She had that gastric surgery.
Hmm.
She had type 2 diabetes.
Right.
She had scarcidosis.
Hmm.
She had a bacterial blood disease or
Hmm. Hmm.
infection.
Hmm.
She was on dialysis. She was
Hmm.
searching for a kidney, and they came up with the conspiracy because she was
Hmm.
fighting
With her label.
with her label for her mechanicals and her royalties and what have you. That you know, 9 people in a car, and she was
She
the
the only
only one
one
that
that died.
passed. So
Yeah.
they set her up. She was probably
Dead before.
gone before.
Hmm.
I think that accidents happen all the time, and
Yeah.
uh, multiple people survive and some don't.
Exactly.
And I just think that if they flipped over multiple times and then a big red hit them, it might have been too traumatic. And I
Yeah.
think that
Exactly.
she was on tour sick.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was frail.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she was
She was
frail.
Very
very
frail.
She
frail.
yeah, she
Hmm.
had lost a lot of weight. So yeah, very tragic. And as far as D'Angelo is concerned, they got together. Like they said, 19 and 30. They worked on each other's music projects together. She has a daughter by somebody else, and
And
Hmm.
the
then they have
son
the
with
They
the
have the
son
yeah.
son. Yeah.
Hmm.
by together, and he's a very talented young man. Yeah, she came out strong. She came out heavy, beautiful voice,
Hmm.
and like Nisha said, they kind of broke them apart. They didn't want her to walk down the red carpet with him. I think they
Hmm.
Hmm.
chose Vivica
Hmm.
Fox or
Hmm.
somebody.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that she passed.
It was
I
Yeah.
hope
very
they work
sad.
out her royalties and that her children have
He's taken
something,
care of.
they're gonna have a funeral for her.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have a lot of entertainers there
Yeah.
to celebrate her. Yeah.
What are your thoughts when, okay, when people come out with and they start sharing their feelings about these conspiracy theories? Do you feel it's like a little bit, especially as early as it is it kind of disrespectful to the family that we all of a sudden we come up with all these different, that we throw out there? And I know it's because, of course, now we got social media and that kind of stuff hits the air immediately. But I always think, golly, can they mourn their loved one before we come up with all these stories? They did it with Whitney. They did it with, well, a whole lot of different celebrities that they come up with. And I've always thought, golly, just maybe give them a little time, and then
Yeah.
say that. Say what your opinion is on it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we live in a society where people want to be the first to say things.
Yes.
Exactly.
People want to
Yes.
be the first to give out the information, and it seems like they want to, instead of celebrating her, they want to dish all the dirt.
Mhm.
Yes.
And they want to be the first one and remember this and remember that. And
Mhm.
it is kind of disrespectful, but I think that's something that goes along with the job.
True.
You're a
That's true.
public figure
Mhm.
and you're a star, and yeah, everybody runs their mouths.
Yeah.
And I don't know if what she said about her royalties, there might be a little foul play there, because I don't put anything past anybody.
Mhm.
But I that could have happened, but I just think that she was very sickly and she could not take that trauma
Kind of
that
trauma.
Yeah.
at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's disrespectful, especially for the family, especially when it's like recent.
Mhm.
It's like
Same day.
put yourself in like the family shoes. You lose a
Exactly.
family member and all of a sudden you're hearing people talk
Dirt,
about,
right.
this is probably what happened, or she was this or he was this or he was like, you don't want to hear that. You just lost somebody that you love. You just lost somebody just lost their mama. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody just lost their daughter, like their aunt or whatever. Like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Like, I think it's disrespectful to me. But like Mona said, most of the people in that industry, they expect it.
Mhm.
This is what comes with being in that industry. They're gonna talk about you while you're alive, and they're gonna talk about you when you
dead.
die.
Even more so.
So
Even more so. Yes.
yeah.
What was really heartbreaking is she passed on her son's birthday.
Yeah.
So every
So
I
he'll
year
never get to like really
Yeah.
celebrate.
the two.
The two,
They're all going to
right.
be intertwined.
hmm
Him trying to celebrate
And an
another
anniversary.
year of his life,
Yeah.
and then the demise of
Right.
his mom.
Right.
So yeah.
And I didn't care for the part where they almost made it seem as though she was a pedophile or something because she was dealing with D'Angelo at that young age. But because the first part I heard was that he was 17 and she was 30, but it was actually he was 19, right? And she was 30. So again, one of those things where it just seems so disrespectful to put that kind of stuff out there, but and lies, just to put dubs on it. So I think we have to really find a way to be a little bit more considerate when these type of stories come out, not to dig for the dirt so quick, but like you said, that comes with the territory. So, do you have anything in closing that you would like to share about that?
Okay, so before we close, I will say this, because if the roles were reversed, and it was a man that's at 30 and he was dealing with 19, we would be frowning our nose and looking at them different, like,
True.
you have no business being with that young person. So, I mean, if we flip it, I can see why people were saying that and felt the way. And she commented about it a while back about it, and she was just like, they were in love. Those are her words. And she said age has no, what did she say? Age has no number. What's whatever the popular phrase? Age, age ain't nothing but a number. Age is, she was like, it's limitless. So, and love is limitless. That was her response to it. And for me, I was just like, Angie, I don't know if I would have said that. I probably would. Yeah, I would have shut my mouth, because you technically were like, you could have had somebody more closer to your age.
Yeah.
But you got with a little, little young man who was 19. I mean, that's still a baby, in my opinion. Like, I think anybody in their 20s is a baby. So if he 19 and you 30, besides music, what y'all got in common?
I think some people just feel like once they over 18, that's
They
a go.
grown.
They
Yeah.
and that's not always true, especially with men.
Yeah.
They tend to be. I'm not going to say all,
Mhm.
but they just seem to mature way slower than we do.
Mhm.
And so even though he's 18, he probably acted all of 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, they didn't have their child until he was 24,
Yeah.
But here's the thing I want you guys to think about. Two musicians with two beautiful voices
Oh,
locked up in the
awesome.
studio like
Oh,
this.
romance.
He's singing and she's singing
Mhm.
and we love us some love songs.
Okay.
And we love us some D'Angelo.
Mhm.
And
he was fine.
And he was
How
fine
does
even when he
it
was
fine.
fat.
Yeah.
He was fine.
Because he really, got depressed when he did that How Does It Feel
Oh, I
video.
know.
And they started calling him a sex symbol. He didn't like that, and he
it.
kind of went down. But just imagine him looking at you, and you looking at him, and he's singing, and you hitting them notes, and he hitting them notes, and
Making
one
beautiful
thing
music.
leads to another.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying that is right, but I can understand.
Yeah, it can happen. Definitely.
Who don't love a man that can sing
Okay.
to him and he look good? Come on
Mm,
now.
True.
But yeah, she was a little bit wrong. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, imagine your son at 19 coming home with
No,
a-
I can't imagine. My son.
Exactly. That's my point.
Right.
That's my point.
I'm gonna be like
Right.
that lady.
Yeah.
Say, what you want?
What
with
you
my
want with my
baby?
baby?
Yeah,
Yep, that's my point. Like,
exactly.
if you don't get your old,
Mhm.
like, it would be a problem for me. So
Wow.
I understand that too, but bring it up now is kind of like, she's gone. Like,
Yeah.
no, and they have a child that's grown, of course.
That's
but
listening to all
that's
of this.
that's hearing all that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's the part. We got to be mindful of that. The people that are hurting and grieving right now, to bring those kind of stories up, it's just kind of hurtful. I know we talking about it, but at the end of the day, it's like the stuff that was just going out there, it was kind of hurtful. Yeah.
let me ask you, do you remember that alleged rumor, but I don't think it was alleged, that she broke, a few
Her daughter.
her teeth out her daughter's mouth? Like,
Oh, popped her.
bing, bing,
Yes,
bing,
I
bing,
did
bing.
hear. That's right. I did hear
So
about that.
How do you
Yeah.
think her daughter feels right now?
Ooh.
I think daughters go through things.
What I hate for my mom.
And they
my
get
teeth
they
out.
get over it. That daughter swung on her first to tell
Well,
the
see, there
Allegedly.
you go.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they
Don't
said
sw-
she said she hit her first, so she
Yeah.
had
She knocked some
something.
tooth-
She
knocked
gave
the
her a
teeth out?
2-piece and a biscuit.
Well, she
and
said
then
she didn't knock her teeth out. She had a pole, and the pole kind of swung and
Oh, kinda hit her in the
and hit her in the
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah.
She already had two raggedy front teeth, so
See.
She just
that
helped them
one tooth
come
hit
on
the
out.
other tooth.
Oh,
and
yeah, they just
it
clanked
came
together.
Out.
Yeah.
That's what she told Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think through it all, mothers and daughters go through things,
Oh,
but at the
yeah.
end of the day, there's a lot of love, and would believe that she is deeply saddened that her mother is not
Oh,
here
sure.
anymore.
Yeah.
For the good times and the bad times.
Yeah.
And she'll be watching what she say.
Well, she can't do nothing to her now.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm
Look
sure
at
that
you. You
I'm
still
sure
hold
that
a grudge.
I'm sure that played a big part in why she
See,
never
Adrian gonna
got
be in-
another tooth knocked
Adrian
out.
gonna be in the funeral home like, you
Like,
still talking
what?
shit,
What?
huh?
Oh, you didn't learn that from that one tooth. Now I'm gonna hit that molar.
Coming back as a ghost and shit.
Oh my God.
So again, it was really, really sad that she passed, and awesome talent. So anything in closing?
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. That's
absolutely.
all I got. Rest in peace. Enjoy your family and loved ones, and tell them you love them while you can.
That's right.
Because, there comes a day when you might not be able to.
Mhm.
And that's it for me.
Momo.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss your
absolutely.
voice and your talent.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Angie. Also, if you have any comments, or be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and be sure to put something in the comment if you want to hear us discuss some other things. Without anything further, thank you very much.
BGP.
Bye-bye. BGP. Bye.